when I was on the path seeking, you know, because I was struggling in pain with something. And I encountered this word enlightenment. And I read these stories and I was like, whoa, wow, those sound great. You know, I want that. And then I read this book, After the Ecstasy, the Laundry. You know, the first part of that book were these stories. The rest of the book was all about the suffering hell these people went through afterwards. And I was like, my life's not that bad. I got good laughs. I got good friends. I'm not doing that badly. I am not going to trade this for that. So the book kind of implied if you have this thing called enlightenment, you're going to go into suffering hell. And I'm like, what are you saying? After this happens, you're going to like shit in your life, right? So I got put off of enlightenment. The idea, the thought, the word, I was totally put off. I was like, no, forget that. That's not what I'm after. I don't want that. And it sounds a lot like the same, like you're sort of sitting there like, here's what I'm afraid is going to happen. So I'm not going to jump off that edge. The really weird thing is I didn't even have the word self-realization at the time. No idea. I called it a direct seeing. I was like, oh, that's what I am. This is what I is. No idea. I found those words later. And I didn't call it enlightenment because it didn't match anything I'd heard either. But after that, I was so happy. Like none of those things really mattered anymore. And I was like, oh, all of a sudden I could do anything. Prior to that, I was limited, felt limited because I had no training. I had no experience. I was 44 years old. No training, no experience. Like I had training in agriculture, things I didn't want to do. I had been trying to do my own home business, doing website design and whatnot. And there was a point where I just didn't want to do anything, but I want to have money. I just didn't want to work. I didn't want to do anything, but I want to have money, right? So I had this like fantasy business in my mind where I could be my own boss, do my own thing at home, which was nothing, and get paid for it. It's just not the way the world works, right? So, but suddenly this thing, I was so happy. It struck me that now that I'm happy, I can do anything. I don't really care what I do, actually. I can be going flipping burgers. I don't care as long as I have this happiness. And so I didn't stop everything. I didn't leave my town. I didn't, abandon my family. I just was happy. And then I'm looking at what to do because all of a sudden there wasn't what I wanted to do, what I thought I couldn't do, and all these limitations of the false me. And it was like, oh, I'm free. I could do anything. It's not like what I don't want to do and what I have to do. It was like, what do I want to do? And it's like, well, I want to be helpful to people. I want to help people. I want to be of service. What's the highest service I could be? And I looked around and there was something on TV, a building had collapsed, and there were people underneath. And I was like, and then I heard about dogs. You could get a dog. You could go and rescue people. I was like, oh, I could do that. I love dogs, But I had a herniated disc. And I was like, yeah, I'm no good to people in a buried building with a herniated disc, right? That's just not going to cut it. So I dropped that idea and looked around. Well, what am I good at? And I'd already published Alchemy, How to Find the Love Within, right? The Joy Within. And this book was out and I'd already had sort of a presence and people were still reaching out to me. And I was like, well, what am I? What do I have here that it's what I already have that I could be of use with? And anything that you already have could be of use with. Everything you do is in service to people. I came to realize that, later. Prior to that, I had these ideas. No, I can't flip burgers. That's useless. That's, I'm not being of any service to anybody. It's not true. Everything we do is being of service, but are you aware of it? And so I was like, well, what do I have? What can I do? And how can I use it to help people? And I just went back to doing what I was doing. I didn't go off to India. I didn't wear diapers. Some people are afraid you're going to be wearing diapers like Ramana Maharshi. Some people say he wears diapers. These are all the thoughts of the mind, all these crazy ideas. What's going to happen to me? I'm going to not take care of my family. I'm not going to pay the bills. And it's like, no. You come forward. You step up more than you ever have in your life. You're free to. There's nothing holding you back. Nothing bad is going to happen by you getting happy and free. Nothing.